Is there anybody in the world or any situation in the world that you need to forgive that person or that situation? If you had all the tools and strategies to get you there, to forgive that person or persons or the situation, would you use the tools and the strategies to forgive that person, persons, or that situation? First of all, I want to say, hey, thank you so much. Congratulate yourself for being here. Give yourself a high five for being here, for showing up and being present here today. And I just want to say thank you so much for showing up and being here. Give yourself another high five for that, because this is big for you in your growth. It's to show up for an event, to show up to something that you will be able to transform your life. Hello, my beautiful wife. If you're tuning in, say hello to me. That way I can give you a shout out and I can say hello back to you. That's what this is going to be. We're really going to understand how your inner game is controlling your life. We're going to break down how your inner game is vital and extremely important to your well-being, for you to manifest, for you to grow, for you to receive, for you to be open in your life. Understanding the inner game. It's been so many situations that I've been involved in, situations and circumstances that happened to me that I was able to overcome it because I didn't react. I responded in an unwavering peace. Masterclass. This is what you're going to get. How to be able to have unwavering peace. Is this something that you've been longing for a long time? When life throws you curveballs, when life is challenging, when people are extremely rude to you, disrespectful, when you waste coffee on your shirt because you're running late and you have to change shirts so you can go to work. When your kids are so out of control, you don't know what to do, you just want to pull your hair out. Your husband or your wife is so annoying that you just want to leave the house because you need unwavering peace. Whatever your reality is, whatever the situation is for you, you will get the tools and strategies here. Tandy, hello, good evening to you. Like I said, if you're hopping on, say hello to me. That way I can give you a shout back out. And we're really going to hone in. If you have any questions through this masterclass, don't hesitate to ask them, because this is what helps the masterclass go smoothly and makes it that more powerful when you ask questions. So that's what you're going to learn today, is how to be really in control of your emotions, emotional intelligence, how to be in control of how you either going to be reactive or responsive. That's what we're going to talk about. Absolutely. Tish, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're so ready, because I'm so ready too. And it's going to be something that you'll never forget in life. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be breaking this down for you. And what I want to say to you right now is what I want to put in your mind. I want you to picture this. I want you to visualize this and see it. When you're looking at an ocean, say you've seen a picture or you've been to the ocean and you notice the ocean is completely still. It's no waves on the ocean. It's nothing on the ocean. It just looks perfect. And you can see the sun beaming on the water. Maybe you've seen a picture of it. Maybe you experienced it in person. And you see that stillness is there. Kelton, hello, how you doing? And you notice that there's no waves. The water's not even moving. It's still, completely still. Just imagine your mind being that still. Just so calm and peaceful. Unwavering peace. Not a wrinkle, not a wave, not anything floating on it, not anything moving around on it. Just imagine your mind being like that. But for you, you have a kayak person kayaking on the water. So now it's starting to creep and bring a little bit of waves because you're speaking to yourself maybe negatively, because you've been programmed and conditioned to be this way. And then you have a speedboat that's going extremely fast on the water and just throwing water everywhere and just bringing the waves, and the waves are starting to form in different forms, different vibrations, different frequencies, different energy from the little kayaker. Hello, Crystal. And then you have a ship, a big, huge boat, a ship. And the waves from the ship, when that ship is going down this ocean, I want you to picture this. I want you to see this and visualize it. The ship is going down and it's bringing the waves and the oceans. These are your thoughts, because everything is energy, everything is vibration and frequency. And the frequency level that you be on, the vibration that you're playing with, and the energy that you have is the reason why your life is like it is today. And notice when that boat leaves, when that speedboat leaves, when the kayaker is done kayaking, the waves and the wrinkles still remain. They can either be worse, or they can just continue to be consistent, or they can just be taking over the whole ocean. This is what your thoughts are doing. Your thoughts that you are thinking. I just want you to remember, you're not your thoughts. You're not the mind, nor are you the body. But you have been programmed and conditioned to believe that your thoughts are who you are. You think that you're too fat or you're too skinny. You think that you're not deserving of love. You think you're not deserving of peace. You think you always got to go through trials and tribulations to get somewhere, to get to the place that you want to get to. You don't believe you're good enough for that promotion. You don't believe you're good enough to make a lot of money because you were told money don't grow on trees. You have low self-esteem because how you were talked to when you were a child. Maybe you're going through a bad breakup before or a divorce before, and that person talked badly about you, to you, made you believe that you're not worthy, made you believe that you're not lovable. Maybe your parents told you that. Maybe your guardian or your siblings, friends, strangers, and you believed it. These are what the thoughts are doing. Remember, your mind is as still as the ocean. The sun beaming on it. It looks so beautiful when you see it on a picture. When you get to experience it in person, you just imagine yourself being present with that ocean and seeing the sun glaring off of there, and the frequency and the vibration and the energy that that ocean has. And then you get a kayaker that comes through and stirs up the water a little bit. And then you get the speedboat that just comes through and just tears the ocean completely up. And then you get that big old ship that floats through the water, bringing an excessively crazy amount of waves, throwing crazy amount of waves and water all over the place. These are what your thoughts are doing. This is what you're doing to yourself. This is what's going on inside your mind. And you wonder why you feel so frustrated. You get so angry at the littlest things that someone says to you or does to you. You get so fired up because you're living outside of your body. And you got to come here, back home to your body. Doesn't matter what a person says to you. You're ready to strike, just like that speedboat on the waves of the ocean. As soon as someone says something, the littlest thing, you're like the speedboat, you're ready to react. But you don't want to be still and have unwavering peace like the ocean when it's completely still, when nothing's on it, nothing's bothering, nothing is affecting it. But you got to come back home in order to be that way. And when you come back home, oh, life is so much more beautiful, so much more peaceful, so much more joyful. But as long as you're outside of yourself, as long as you're looking for external validation, as long as you're seeking outside people, things, places, events, as long as you're doing that, your mind will continue to be like that speedboat. As long as you continue to have those thoughts and you believe those thoughts that they are true and you feel that, you'll be like the little kayaker that continues to keep rowing and rowing and rowing, stirring up those waves, not going anywhere. If you never get still and stay in the present moment, then life and things will always be controlling you. You say life is happening to you because of this. But when you get to the point, when you break down and say life is happening for me, oh, that's power. Because now you're taking your power back. But as long as you're giving your power up, you have no capability to receive. You have no understanding to be able to forgive. You have no understanding or capability to forget. And how dare you to let it go? You can't even get there to let it go because you're so striky. When you're driving down the street and you accidentally swerve, or somebody accidentally swerves in your lane because they didn't see you because we have blind spots when we're driving. You know that, they know that, everyone knows that, but you're ready to get so angry at that driver. Frustration goes out the roof. You honking the horn, you lay on the horn, or you fire the international sign of displeasure. And you've done the same exact thing multiple times in your life to someone else. But the first time someone does that to you, oh, you like the speedboat. And you're going to fire them up. You're cussing at them. You're yelling at them. You're out there. You open your eyes. Whatever. You're doing all that. And then contracting your body. So your body's in contraction because you're like, are you kidding me? I cannot believe you just did that. Watch where you're going. Are you stupid? And your body's constantly in contraction state. That's all you're going to do. It's always in a fight mode. Now your amygdala hasn't been activated. There's no way you're going to be able to forgive anyone. No way you're going to be able to let it go. No way you're going to forget about it. Because you told your body, you allowed the body to store that memory. You allowed the body to keep that. You allowed the body to hold that. Remember, the body has the memory. The body stores the memory. And you wonder why these things continue to keep coming back up. You wonder why you cannot forgive. You wonder why the littlest things that your kids are doing, the littlest thing that your spouse is doing, the littlest thing that strangers are doing, the littlest things your boss is doing, the littlest things your coworkers do, frustrates you, has you angry, has your emotions all over the place. And then what you do is you take this situation, like remember I told you earlier, when you going to work and you accidentally spilled the coffee on you because you are not present. Because you want to try to get into a hurry because you're living in the future instead of living in the present moment. That's why you, boom, spilled it. So the spirit guides and the angels in the universe will say, hey, you got to calm down because you're living in the future. It's time for you to get present in this moment. So boom, you spilled the coffee and now you have to get present because you have to clean it up. You have to change clothes. And now you're running around like a crazy person. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm going to be late. My boss is going to fire me. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get written up. You do all these things because you're not in the moment. You're living for the future. You're living in the future. It's okay to think about the future, but when you start to live in the future, that's when your emotional intelligence goes out the door. You're no longer emotional intelligent because you took that moment. This is what I'm going to break it down for you. So that moment that you spilled that coffee on you, that moment you spilled that drink on you, that moment you made a mess in the kitchen when you were getting ready to go to work, when you're getting ready to go out the door, you took that moment outside the door. You took that moment, continued that moment into the car. And then when that person accidentally swerved because they couldn't see because we have blind spots when we're driving, you laid on the horn because you took the moment from the house outside into the car and on your drive. Or you made it to work, your coworker says something, oh my gosh, Lisa, man, we got to get this done, man. This is what's going on. You go off on Lisa because you carried that moment to work. Understand what you're doing. Understand what you're causing. Understand as long as you live this type of life, you will always be frustrated. You will always be angry. You will always have your emotions all over the place. You will always be reactive and not responsive. You will always react to situations instead of responding to a situation. You can react recklessly or you can respond responsibly. That's the power that we do have. We have that power. We have that capability. Yes, we got to transcend that energy. Somehow, and most of us do it in a harmful way. Be angry and sin not. This is what I'm saying. When you're able to, everything is energy. Everything is vibration. Everything is frequency. When a person is playing a guitar and you're watching that person play the guitar, they're really working their fingers and they're hitting every thread, every string, whatever you call that thing, whatever it is. And you can sense it, you can feel it, you can hear it because those are frequencies. And then eventually you get to that frequency of that guy, a girl that's playing a guitar. You get on that frequency level, then your vibration rises. And now your energy goes. And now you're able to be open and free. You have no worries, no issues, no problems, no challenges, nothing. You're free when you're listening to music. You can hear the words. And the words vibrate. And then they vibrate into a frequency. And then your energy rises. And then you start to go. And you're like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is my jam. You start rocking out to it. You start dancing and doing your moves. And you in there. But the first time, life doesn't happen like you want life to happen. You're ready to get frustrated. You're ready to get angry. You're ready to cause a scene. You're ready to react instead of respond. I want you to understand this. You have a responsibility here on this earth. You have a responsibility here on this earth. I want to let you know, I'm going to tell you again. If you didn't know that you have a responsibility, and your responsibility is to respond in every situation. You have a responsibility to respond to humans. You have a responsibility to respond to this earth. You have a responsibility to respond to the animals. You have a responsibility. And when you understand that responsibility, your desires, your dreams, your goals, your visions, all eventually start to come into reality because you understand the responsibility. When you're able to forgive and forget and let go. I'm not telling you what happened to you is not real. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is when you're able to truly forgive and truly forget and let it go, that's when you're starting to be open to receive that promotion at work, that cell phone bill or that water bill, that gas bill, that light bill that you've been stressing about, worrying about. Instead of worrying, why don't you get still and start to meditate? But as long as you are living outside of your body, this will continue to be challenging for you. Forgiveness is power. Remember, forgiveness frees us. It detaches us from what's holding us and keeping us hostage and keeping us in bondage. Forgiveness is power. And taking your power back is vital to your life. As long as you have grudges in you, as long as you have resentment in you. Power of Now is a really good book. Yes, it is. As long as you continue to live that life with resentment and grudges. I'm going to tell you a quote by Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela said, having resentment in your heart is like drinking poison and hoping your enemy dies. Powerful quote. Understand the power that you do have. Understand the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about anyone else but you. That's it. You. But as long as you keep holding that, oh, I'm not going to, are you crazy? You don't know what they did to me. You don't know what happened to me. You don't know what they said about me. You don't know what happened to me. You don't know what they did to me. As long as you keep living like that, you notice every time I say that, my energy, remember everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. That's how we created atoms, electrons, protons, and neurons. Understand this is the things that we're made of. And understand everything is energy. Everything is alive. Everything is connected. Understand this. But as long as you allow your energy to go in a negative way, then that's what you're going to continue to keep receiving. Oh, it's powerful. As long as you keep speaking negatively to yourself, that's all you're going to receive. As long as you gossip about other people, that's all you're going to have in your life. As long as you have negativity around you, you're listening to negativity, you're reading negativity, and you're speaking negatively. This is all you're going to receive. It's negativity. It's understand the power that you have. I keep saying that. You have the power. You will have the tools and the strategies from here. All you got to do is listen. And if you apply them to your life, and you apply what applies to your life. I'm not saying everything that I'm saying is going to apply to your life. But if it's something that you can apply it. That's what this is for. Apply it. Understand how powerful forgiveness is. I just told you the quote about Nelson Mandela. You know, I know, we all know that Nelson Mandela was the president of South Africa. True enough. We also know that he did a long time in prison. He spent a long time in prison. In his story, he was going out to eat. He and his security, which he had soldiers for his security. He and his security went out to eat at a restaurant. As they walked into the restaurant, they sit down. Nelson Mandela saw a gentleman in the restaurant as well. He looked at his security. He said, can you go over there and get that guy? I'm paraphrasing a little bit. Can you go over there and get that guy and tell him to come over here and eat with us? They was like, why? Can you just go over there? They brought the guy back to the table. The guy had his head down the whole time. He didn't even want to look at Nelson Mandela. He had his head down the whole time. And the guards were like, they were confused. They didn't understand what was going on. They was like, oh my God, what's going on? What is it? Why is this like this? And they looking at Nelson Mandela like, hey, why is this? Why does he have his head down like that? And then they finally left. As they were leaving, they were walking out the door. Security asked Nelson Mandela, why was that guy acting like that? I think he was sick. I think we need to help him. I think we need to do something for him. This is not you, Nelson Mandela, to leave a guy like that just hanging like that. He said, no, there's nothing wrong with that guy. Nothing at all. I was in prison, and that guy was a guard. And I used to ask for water because I had cotton mouth. I couldn't even swallow. I didn't have any spit. I didn't have any saliva to swallow. And I was asking that guy for water. And the guy used to urinate and say, here's your water. Nelson Mandela, forgiveness is power. He forgave that man and he became the president. That man had his head down the whole time because he thought Nelson Mandela was going to do something cruel to him like he had done to Nelson Mandela. Understand the power of forgiveness. Understand the power of letting go. Understanding the power of forgetting it. Nelson Mandela didn't completely forget it and wipe it out of his mind. He still remembered it, but he didn't allow that to consume him. He didn't allow that to control him. He didn't allow that to dictate his future and what he wanted to do. He had vision. He had dreams. He had desires. And he conquered things because he was able to forgive. Forgiveness was key for him to have unshakable peace. Yes, absolutely. That's unwavering peace. That's the peace you're wanting to have in your life. And you say, look, I don't know how to get there. Oh, it's a little hard for me. As long as you say it's hard, it will be hard. As long as you continue to say life is hard, life will be hard. Because the words that we speak are powerful. You remember that old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt? That's a myth. Words hurt. They say for every negative word spoken to you or you speak it to yourself, it takes 17 more positive, powerful words to override that one negative word. Understand the power of words. Understand the power that you have in you. You have all the tools. You have the ability to overcome and conquer all of your desires. But when you start believing it and you feel it here, oh, it's powerful. Forgive as you have been forgiven. Otherwise, you will block the blessings that are in store. Absolutely. It's time to, when you let go, when you completely forgive, because a lot of people come to me and say, Coach, man, I don't know how you forgive. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you can go through those things that you went through. I don't know how you experienced the life that you experienced and you still here and you're able to forgive people what they said to you, what they done to you. I said, because I understand who I am and the power of forgiving and the power of asking for forgiveness. Oh, and even better, when you forgive yourself. That's power. This is the stuff we're talking about. When you master the inner game, when you conquer your inner game and you're not living your life for something outside of you, something that you can't see, something that you are not aware of, something that you will never meet or touch or feel, because you have the power. You can touch you can feel you, you can be present with you, and you can be involved intimately with you. Remember what we're made out of. Remember what you're made out of. Remember, everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. You're made of atoms. How powerful. Energy is just moving. Energy is just formulating. Energy is just circulating. And whatever vibration that you're on, if you're in a lower vibration, that's what you attract, is lower vibration things or lower vibration people. But when you bring your vibration up and you get to that higher frequency, understand FM frequency is higher than AM frequency. So you want to be on FM, but you're playing on AM. You want to be at 107.6, but you're playing at 105.2. Understand you got to shift. And when you shift the energy, when you shift your life, when you shift the way you're doing things, when you shift the way you're speaking, when you shift what you're allowing to come in to this here programming, this here computer, this here gardener, whatever you want to call it. That's the hard part for me. I have mastered forgiving others, just not myself. And this is the power. There's a lot of people like you when you get to this point where you can do it and you can have all three of the cycles. And that's what my program that I have coming up. Oh, Forgiving for Freedom is going to be powerful. I'm telling you now. Powerful. You don't want to miss that. But when you get to the point where you can understand, this is what I like to say. I'm the gardener of my life. So all the seeds that I'm planting, I'm watering. No one else is watering the seeds that I'm planting. No one else gets an opportunity to water my seeds. No one gets the opportunity to rototill my garden. No one gets an opportunity to pick weeds out of my garden. No one gets an opportunity to pick the fruits and vegetables out of my garden. Because whatever I plant, I water. As long as you allowing other people to plant, you may be allowing people to plant negativity in you. You might be allowing people to water anger in you. You might be allowing people to water depression, water anxiety, water frustration, or plant it. It's up to you. What will you do? Are you the gardener that's going to plant and water? Or you're just going to be the gardener and allow everybody else and everything else to plant and water? Remember, everything is energy. Whatever you surround yourself with, whoever you surround yourself with, whatever energy you have, whatever vibration that you're on, whatever frequency that you're at, that's what you're attracting in your life. I used to live a crazy life. I used to be a cheater and a player. I was breaking women's heart because I didn't know me. I didn't love me. I didn't have any respect for me. I was broken. I was hurt. I was depressed, anxiety, stressed. I was overwhelmed. I don't know what was going on with my world. But when I got myself together and I came back home, I let go of the depression. I let go of all the addictions that I had. I let go of the anxiety, the stress. I healed myself from all of it. Me, I did that because I have the power. No more stressing, no more depression, no more addiction, no more anxiety, no more cheating or playing. And once I got myself together and I come back home, I had to come back home first. As long as I was living outside and looking for women to validate who I was. As long as I was allowing addiction to validate who I was because I was so hurt, because I was traumatized as a youngster. I've been through the trauma. I've been through the fire. I've been through the wire. Remember, I've been shot twice. A bullet still left in me. I never had a father growing up. I'm not making excuses here. I'm just stating facts and reality. Understanding a challenging life that I used to live. I understand it. But when I got myself together and I come back home, I had an unwavering peace. I was able to forgive myself. I was able to ask for forgiveness. I was able to forgive and let go and forget. And things started to manifest. Things started to happen. Guess what? I married my wife after knowing her for 55 days. And we're 3.5 years into the marriage right now. I don't even look at girls. I don't even have a desire for that because my wife is all I need. That's the power of forgiveness. That's what forgiveness will do to you. That's what forgetting will do to you. That's what letting go will do to you. Because you're open to receive what's waiting for you. But as long as you still holding it, I'm not forgetting. Heck no. I just met my father 2 years ago. I probably had 2 conversations with the guy. I don't have any hard feelings towards him. I forgave him a long time ago. I let go. I'm forgiven. I'm free because I'm free. Because I'm forgiving. I'm free because I forget. I'm free because I let go. No grudges, no resentment. I'm free. You can be free once you go through the process, just like that butterfly. That butterfly has to go through a process. That diamond has to go through the fire to become a diamond. You have to go through this challenging life that you call hard and difficult, and you hate this life. You hate this world. So much violence, so much racism, so many politics. That's what you live your life for. Yes, those things are real. Yes, those things are here. Yes, those things exist, but they don't control me, nor do they dictate me. Nor am I consumed by them. I take them for what they are, and I respond. Remember, because I have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. I'm never going to react to racism. I'm never boys and girls group homes, foster homes, juvenile detention centers to speak to those men and women, boys and girls, because I'm responding. I'm not reacting. I'm responding. We have a responsibility here on this earth. Forgiving the ex-boyfriend that sexually assaulted my disabled daughter 6 times, but still trying to forgive myself. Man, that's powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Crystal. Man, that's just power in that. But it's going through that process and understanding the process, understanding what you really are wanting, understanding what forgiveness really will mean to you, understand what can happen to you, what's going to happen to your daughter, what's going to happen to the rest of your family that have been going through this pain and this hurt for so long. Understand what the power of forgiving will do, not only for you, but for your daughter, for your family. And also for that guy. Forgiving is power. Figure, I think his class will help. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I have that same testimony. I spoke 3 times to him in 30 years. Forgiving, absolutely. Yes, yes. You keep your peace and help, absolutely. Others react and therefore can't help, absolutely. Responding is selfless. Reactive is selfish. Absolutely, that's what it is. And the power of forgiveness, the power when you get to that point where you can forgive, I'm telling you, because that's emotional intelligence. And that's why I'm the master. That's why I call myself the master coach of inner game mastery. That's why this group is called Inner Game Mastery, because I mastered the inner game. Remember, I was shot twice. I didn't try to go and do anything about it. I accepted it for what it was, and I noticed it what it was. I embraced it. And that's the things that I do. That's what I teach. I want to teach you how to go through this process, go through these steps, and take these steps because it requires you to go through a process. Just like the butterfly had to go through a process. It was in the cocoon first, then it become a caterpillar, then eventually becomes a butterfly. Understand the process that you have to go through. And it's a process. The diamond has to go through the fire. It has to be cut. Go through the fire, be cut to become a diamond. Come on. But you don't want to go through that process. You think somebody going to tell you, here it is right here, a quick fix. No, it ain't a quick fix. This is a process, a lifetime commitment. You think that I don't have to go through life and be like, Josh, absolutely. This is it. This is what you live for. Let's go and respond to this. Let's respond to this situation. Absolutely. I get people all the time in my inbox. I hear all the time people are saying this and saying that. But what I do is I respond, because that's my responsibility, is to respond, not to react. Because 1, I'm healing the trauma. And 2, I'm the gardener. And 3, I'm the computer. And whatever I download is going to operate. It's going to work. Because I'm not allowing anything or anyone else to download my computer. I'm downloading the computer. I'm downloading the apps. Whatever app gets downloaded in my world, on my computer, I did it. No one else did it. See your life like the computer. When you get a virus, eventually your computer slows down. When you get a virus, eventually you slow down. When you get depression, eventually you slow down. When you have anxiety, eventually you slow down. When you're stressing and worrying, eventually you slow down. And then eventually, boom, you stop. That's why we got this thing called rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, depression, anxiety, stress, cancer. I can go down the list. Remember this, that majority of all illnesses today are an adaptation of childhood trauma. Understand how deep this goes. Understand the power that you're holding. Understand the power that you have inside of you to release all the animosity, all the grudges, all the resentment. But whenever you're ready for that, and you know the reason why you want that, if you don't understand the reason why, you just want to do it to get it over with so you can stop hurting, the hurt will still be there. You will still remain in pain because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're doing it from a lack or desperation, because you're lacking whatever you're lacking, and you're desperate for whatever you're desperate for. And that's the only reason why you want to do it. You got to understand, you got to get out of this here, and you got to come down to the heart. You got to come down to the gut. You got to come into the heart, come into your chest, come into your gut. That's where you have to be at. That's where you have to play at. That's where you have to reside at. But when you up here and you're creating these stories, You tell yourself, ain't no way in the world. My friends will hate me. My parents will hate me. My daughter will hate me if I forgave him. My friends will hate me if I forgive her. My friends will hate me. My grandparents will never do that. My parents will never, they won't even claim me if I do that. It's not about them, it's about you. Understand the power that you have. Understand that you're living this life that you call hard, that you say is difficult, that you say is painful, that you say is terrible. When you speak these words like this about the world, about the universe, when you say the world is terrible, this universe is full of hatred, full of evilness, full of violence, my world is not like that. My world is not like that at all. My world is beautiful. It's peaceful. Yes, things are going on in the world. Absolutely. Don't make me sound like I'm just this robot or something. I know things are going on. I know things are happening. But I also know that I have a responsibility to respond to it, not to react to it, not to gossip about it, not to allow that to consume me, not to allow that to control me. Yes, you might get into it with your spouse. Yes, you and your spouse may have fights and conflicts. My wife and I, we are relationship coaches. We help couples, and we have our conflicts, we have our fights. But guess what? We have executive meeting. We sit down like two people that love each other. We sit down like two people that have made a commitment to each other. We sit down like two adults that say, look here, we're going to talk about this and we're going to work through this without our emotions involved, without yelling at each other, without calling each other out our names, without belittling each other, without degrading each other. We sit down like two adults that love each other. And how painful it is, we get it resolved. But as long as you're living in the past, or you keep going back to your past and you run to your future and you're never in the moment, that's when your life becomes challenging, that I like to say, because I don't like the word hard. I don't like the word difficult. I don't like those words. Those are not uplifting words, but a challenge. I'm up for the challenge. I can face the challenge. I can take on the challenge. I can overcome a challenge. It'd be a challenge for me to say, oh, it's difficult, it's hard. Those words right there already instilled in me. They've already been programmed in me from my parents, from my siblings, from my guardians, from my friends, my strangers, my coaches, my teacher. It's hard out here in this world. This world is hard. You need to go to school. You need to get your degree so you can get a good job and retire. Then when you retire, what are you retiring with? You have no health because you worked yourself to death. Understand how powerful you are. Understand when you tap into your power, you're bringing your power back and you're taking it back. You grabbing your power back and you say, this is mine and I want it back. That's what I had to do. I said, I want my life back. I was tired of being depressed. I was tired of being stressed. I was tired of putting on a mask when I was outside in the public. I was tired of wearing this mask. I was tired of putting on this front, because when I was alone, when I was at home by myself, I was hurting. I was in pain. I was depressed, stressed. But now I meditate. Now I'm strong. Now I'm in the moment. When you go wash your hands, what do you do? What do you think about when you go wash your hands? Just as simple as washing your hands, because I'm simple. And I got a degree. My wife and I, we both got degrees in adult education. So we understand how adults learn. It's real simple. And you always teach on the third grade level. And that's what I do. Not degrading you at all. That's just how you're supposed to teach, so we can understand it. When you go wash your hands, what do you think about when you're washing your hands? Me, when I'm washing my hands, I'm washing my hands. I ask myself, what are you doing, Josh? Oh, you washing your hands. Okay, got you. I'm not worried about going to the kitchen. I'm not worrying about opening the refrigerator. I'm not worrying about going to cook. I'm not worrying about what I'm going to go do. I'm not worrying about the next thing, the next moment, or the next 4, 5, 6 different things that I'm doing. That's what you're doing. That's why your inner game is off. That's why you're unbalanced. You don't have any balance. Your balance is off because you're worrying about other things. You're not in the moment. You're not in the moment washing your hands. And then when you're drying your hands, you over here, your body's over here, but you're drying your hands. And this is what you're doing right here. And you ain't fully dried your hands, and then you start wiping your hands on your shirt, on your pants, and doing all those crazy things because you're worried about getting to the future. You're worried about getting somewhere else, and you're not here in this moment. You're not present in this moment. This moment is inevitable. The next moment we don't have a clue about, but this moment here is the only thing that matters. I pray when I wash my hands. Okay, absolutely, that's good. Because you're in the moment, though. You're in the moment. If you're not in the moment, then your mind and everything, because you understand this, we have 4 components to our mind. That's what I like to talk. We have the intellect, which is what? Survival. It's only there for survival. But you're allowing it to be there and controlling your whole life. But the intellect is only there for survival. Like the intellect says, 2 plus 2 is 4. It's not 6. That's the intellect. It's all about survival. Then you have the memory. So you confusing memory with intellect. And then you have your identity. So you start identifying with things like, I identify with this cup. This is my cup, so I'm going to identify with this cup. If this cup breaks, if I accidentally drop this cup and it breaks, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going crazy because I identify with the cup. Come on now, understand what you're doing to yourself. Understand the reason why you don't have any control of your emotional intelligence. My program is called Emotional Excellence. Understand why you're not in control of your inner game. Understand why you haven't mastered the inner game yet. And then we got to my favorite thing of all, intelligence, power. Intelligence says that everything is alive. The plants are alive. The flowers are alive. The trees are alive. If the plants don't release the oxygen, guess what? We're not able to receive that. And whatever we're receiving out there to the universe, the trees are receiving. And whatever the trees are releasing, guess what we're doing? We're receiving this. Everything is alive. Everything is connected. We're all one. One consciousness. We're all one. That means that I'm connected to you. You're connected to me. You're connected to the trees. I'm connected to the trees. You're connected with the dogs and the animals. That's why they say if you're depressed, what they say? Go get a dog. Because why? That dog is going to connect with you. You're going to be in connection with that. Why can you go up there and ride a horse? And you can pet a horse, you can pet a dog, you can pet a cat, you can pet these animals. Why? Because we're all connected. Why can a dog feel and sense that you're scared of it? And will continue to push until you open up and relax? Why is that? Because we're all connected. We're all one. This is the power. If I start yawning right now, guess what you'll do? You'll start yawning too, because that's the power. We're all connected. That's intelligence. My wife is yawning right now because I'm saying yawning. That's how powerful energy is. That's the vibration and the frequency. That's the only thing that exists is vibration, energy, and frequency. My wife is over there yawning because I just mentioned yawning. Maybe you are yawning right now because I'm mentioning yawning. Understand we're all connected. Have you ever experienced this before? You're thinking about a friend or you're thinking about someone. It's like, dang, man, I should be calling. Boom, your phone starts to ring and it's them. How is that? And why is that? Energy. Because energy is transferable. It cannot be created nor destroyed. Energy is powerful. Vibration and frequency are powerful. Understand the reason why your life is what your life is today. Because you're allowing your energy to be consumed by negativity. You're living outside your body. You're not living in your body. You're looking for external things to validate who you are. And you're not coming home to get that validation. You're not coming home to get that love. Like I don't need my wife to love me because I love myself. My wife, she has minstrels every month. What if I want my wife to love me and show me some attention and affection when she's on her minstrel for that week? And she don't have any juice, she don't have any energy because she's consumed by nature. Nature, this is natural. And I get all bent out of shape. My emotional intelligence goes out the door because I need that love from my wife like she's always showing me every day. But this week, she can't show it to me because nature is here. Nature has hit. This is natural. This is what I'm saying. This is identity. This is when you allow the identity into intellect to can take over, to control, to consume your life. But intelligence says, Josh, this is natural. You go take care of your wife. You make sure she has everything she needs. That's why the video went viral. If you didn't see the video, let me know. I'll show it to you. Josh, this is your wife. You need to take care of your wife. You need to make sure your wife is peaceful. You need to make sure everything that she needs and she desires on this time of pain that she's going to be in for these days that she's going to be in pain. This is intelligence speaking. Take care of your wife. If she wants you to cuddle with her for 6 hours, for 10 hours, guess what? You cuddle with her because that's what she needs. If she needs you to go every 2 hours and make her tea, then you go make the tea. If you got to continue to keep going to the microwave to heat up her heating pad, then you go keep going to the microwave. If she says, hey, babe, can you come here and give me some water? Absolutely. I leave and I come back in the front room. Babe, can you? Absolutely. Because this is nature calling. This is a responsibility that I have as her husband. Understand intelligence. Don't allow your intellect to control you. Don't allow the intellect to control you and your spouse when you're having conflict, when you're going through situations between the both of you. Remember this, that both of you come from two different backgrounds, two different upbringings, two different cultures, two different ways of believing, and two different ways of thinking, and etc. Understand this. That's why when you get to control of this emotional intelligence, when you're completely in control, nothing outside of you will dictate you or have you in an uproar. You will be completely in control. Instead of being reactive, you'll be responsive. That's the power that you do have. But as long as you have conflict, as long as we water anger, as long as we water frustration, as long as we water hate, as long as we water jealousy, that's what's going to grow. But what if we water prosperity, wealth, abundance, joy, peace, and love? What if we started to water those? What would your life be like if you were to water love, prosperity, abundance, wealth, joy, peace, patience, focus, compassion? Oh, those are powerful words. When you start to water those, then those start to grow more and more and more. Like, I haven't said a cuss word in over 20 years. I don't even need those words. Those words don't do anything for me, but put me into a contraction state. Some people say, well, Josh, I have to say those words for people to understand me or to respect me or take me seriously. I said, I don't need to do that. I don't understand. I don't believe that's so. I just believe that you've been conditioned and programmed to be that way. Maybe when you and your spouse are arguing, maybe when you argue with your friend, maybe when you were just having a conversation or argument with someone and you start to curse them out. Remember what you're doing to yourself. You're contracting your body, and that's all is going to happen to you. You put yourself in that contraction state. I work with so many people, and it's so many people that I work with. Either they're from incarcerated or they're just out free. It doesn't matter. But what happens is the body has been contracted for so long. And once I'm able to release the contraction, that's all it takes. And they're free now. But as long as you're using those words and you're driving those words, just like a hammer drives that nail into the wall, as long as you continue to do that, whether it's jealousy, whether it's hate, resentment, grudges, whatever you're driving, whatever you're watering is going to grow. Whatever you're driving is going to go further and further and further and further into that wall. Just remember what you're doing. Remember, you want to be that ocean, this still. You want your mind to be still. You want your mind to be at peace. You want your mind to be calm because you want kindness. Oh, boy, it's such a beautiful word. Kindness, compassion, such a beautiful thing. Do you think it's his responsibility to lead me when I'm depressed? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that means. You got to give me more of that. I don't understand. But this is what it's all about, is bringing peace, love, and compassion, joy, commitment. A lot of people, they say I'm committed, but they only do things when it's convenient. Don't be one of those. Don't do things only because it's convenient for you, because you're tired of hurting. It's like I told you earlier about forgiving just because you don't want to hurt anymore. You don't want to go through that pain anymore, but you don't want to go through that process. But you want the diamond, but the diamond has to be cut and go through a fire. That butterfly has to be in a cocoon first, and then it becomes a caterpillar in the ant's den. Oh my goodness, if you understand what the butterfly has to go through, why it's in the ant's den. And it's in the cocoon, and the ant's going to get the cocoon and take it down to the ant's den. So the butterfly that's in the cocoon has to learn the queen ant's words, sounds. And so it starts to emulate that. And that's how it survives, because the ants will eventually start to feed it. And then it's the caterpillar, and then it's the butterfly, then it walks out of the lion's den, and then it gets out so he could spread his wings and soar and fly all around and show us the beauty of it. Pollinate the flowers so we can eat. Oh, powerful. That's the process. But you want somebody to give you some advice. I don't give advice. You want somebody to give you this and so it can be all better and you'll be okay, and give you this medication to get over whatever symptoms that you have, to get through this. You want somebody to do this right here for you. No, we go deeper than that. We get really deep and we help you bring out those powerful answers, bring out that power that you have. Bring out all those tools and abilities that you have. All your desires are manifesting. All your dreams and goals are starting to manifest now. Just like that. Because you're free and you're letting go. And you're no longer held hostage by not forgiving. You're no longer held hostage by reacting, but you're responding. Oh, such a powerful and beautiful thing to respond and not react. If my husband and I'm depressed and I don't know what voice to listen to, I hear voices. That's when you get to a meditation state and you get still. And if you can get still for long enough and you can calm yourself down and you can be still for long enough and your answers will start to come. You will start to get those answers within you. That's just like if somebody says, Josh, do you think I should work with you in a program or privately? I said, I can't tell you that. You have to feel that. What do you feel today? Do you feel anything in your body? Like right now, do you feel anything in your body? When I'm speaking now, do you feel anything in your body? Is anything in your body telling you anything? Is anything in your body telling you something? Because when my coach is talking and I'm working with my coach and he says something, I feel it in my body, boom, I take action on it because I know it's a feeling. I know it's there because it's in my body. It's coming from me. But if I don't feel that, I don't respond to that. And that's what I'm just encouraging you to do. Start to feel. If you can start to feel, if you can start to really be in the present moment with yourself, and you can ask yourself these questions, and boom, you'll come up with those answers every single time. It's power. There's power in that. And forgiveness, remember, forgiveness is power. Having emotional intelligence, going through the system, going through the process, just like that butterfly. Remember, the frog was a spawn first. The frog was a spawn. Then it became what? A toad. And then a frog. It had to go through a process. But you don't want to go through this process. You want somebody to give you some advice. You want somebody to give you some medication. I have clients that get off their medication. I have men and women incarcerated get off their medication while they're incarcerated. And you know, the prison and jails has more drugs and alcohol than they do out in the world. But they're able to get off of it because of the tools and the strategies that I'm giving you. Be present in the moment. Come back home. Take deep breaths. Breathe. Full breaths, not shallow breaths. Breathing cures everything. Breathing is healing. Forgiveness is healing. This is what I've done for 20 plus years to overcome challenges in my life, to overcome what life is throwing me, curveballs, and I was striking out. I couldn't even hit it. And in the forgiveness program, this is what you're going to get more in depth. You think this was some deep stuff, but in the forgiving program, forgiving for freedom, the 3 F's, this is what we're going to be talking about deeper. We're going to teach you how to forgive other people. We're going to teach you how to forget and let go. We're going to teach you how to forgive yourself. Because if you can't forgive yourself, this is where a lot of the heartache is coming from. When you're not able to forgive other people, it's really painful for you to go through this life and to experience things that you want to experience. But forgiveness is really the key to living. Gratitude is the key to living. Inviting more serotonin into your life brings so much joy. And the strategies that I have with bringing serotonin in, the gratitude of being able just to forgive. Oh, you'll be so free. The meditations that we're going to be going through in the program. the little drop things that I'm going to go and I'm going to give in that program. Oh, it's going to be so powerful, so transformational that you do not want to miss this opportunity. It's powerful. This is where I'm at. This is what I want to do for you. Forgiving for Freedom. Be a 3-week program. And I'm offering it to you for 48 hours, the early bird rate, for $777. If you want to make payment arrangements on it, we can make payment arrangements. Just send me a message and let's break this down. I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to show you and give you my tools and strategies. If this was enough from this masterclass, if this is all you needed today, that's powerful, because I've given you a lot of nuggets. What I do every day is be in the moment. When I'm washing my hands, whatever I'm doing, I never take this moment to the next moment. I don't do that. I'm just giving it to you. I'm throwing all kind of nuggets out there. If you were really laser focused and you were listening, you really received a lot of nuggets. But if this is all you needed, that's great. But if you say, Josh, I think it's a little more there. I think you can give a little more. I think you can do something else to my soul, because I felt it. I got the chills. Maybe I cried a little bit. I got a little emotional. You were speaking to me. I want to go a little deeper. I want to be in that energy that you have. I want to experience that energy. I want to experience that vibration and get on your frequency level. If you want to be in my energy, if you want to get into that vibration, then that's where we can go deeper in Forgiving for Freedom. And I will teach you more about the emotional intelligence, teach you all about forgiveness and the power of forgiving. You will hear some crazy, crazy stories about me and how I was able to forgive in the program. This is going to be life-changing program that you do not want to miss. I'm telling you, I do have payment arrangements. I do have them because I want to help you. But in only 48 hours, you're going to get that $777 price. Then it's going to go up to $1,000. But we do have payment arrangements. All you got to do is say, look here, send me a message, say, Josh, what I need to do? I'm ready to pay in full, $777, send me the link. I'm ready to make payment arrangements. Send me the link. Whatever you want to do. But that price is only there for 48 hours. I'm doing it. I'm doing this, a special deal for 48 hours. So it's up to you. Man, this has been great. I feel so good. I feel rejuvenated because I was able to give my strategies, to give my tips. This is what I've been doing for years. Is I don't go into the past. I don't go back there. And I don't run to the future. I stay in this moment. No matter how painful it is, no matter what's going on, I stay here in this moment. When I'm washing my hands, I wash my hands. When I'm eating, I'm eating. When I wake up in the morning, I don't grab my phone. When I'm drinking water, I'm drinking water. I go all through the day and meditate. All through the day. You're gonna know my strategies, you're gonna know my tools and how I'm able to do it, how I'm able to just get laser focused just like that. No matter the chaos that's around me, no matter the trials and tribulations I may be going through, I'm able to be in a meditative state at all times. Because I understand the power that I have. I understand the power of breathing. I heal myself from asthma. I heal myself from having seizures, all just by breathing, all just by being present in the moment. Oh, I'm telling you, this is something that you don't want to miss. If you're ready to forgive, forget, and let go. Freedom. Forgiving for freedom. The 3 F's. 3 most powerful F's that you will experience. Forgiving for freedom. It will just free you from all heartache, all pain that you've ever been exposed to, that you've ever felt. No matter what happens, you will be responsive and not reactive. This is what I would teach and break down for you. This is an opportunity. I'm giving you the blueprint. You will receive, you will have the blueprint. It will be broken down for you to apply, to be able to apply to your life. You don't want to miss this opportunity, especially on this program, because I've been doing it for so long and I have so much passion for it. When I teach this to inmates, oh man, some of the stories you're gonna hear. When I teach this to a guy that's been raped, when a guy that's been raped, that being able to open up to me in tears, and he's able to forgive the person that raped him. Oh, when I teach and I break down the women in there that have been sexually, physically, emotionally, mentally abused, and they're able to forgive and let go. All the breakdown of my teaching and what we will be able to experience if I can have inmates being able to forgive, if I can have victims all come together in the form of forgiveness ceremony. What do you think I can do with you? Whenever I speak on forgiveness, because I have so much passion for it, because I know the power of it, just by living the experience that I've been living, the life that I lived, of being able to forgive, ask for forgiveness, and to forgive myself. Oh, most importantly, that's the power. Men and women that have murdered other humans, and those family members, oh, don't get me started. So much power in forgiving. Whatever you're holding on to, whatever's been boggled in so long, whatever you've been suppressing for so long, remember, if you've been suppressing it, maybe your lower back hurts. Maybe your stomach is always hurting. Maybe you're always in pain because you have been suppressing these grudges, animosity, hatred, jealousy, evilness. You've been suppressing it so long, now your immune system is weak. Now you find yourself always sick, always in pain. This is real. When you don't forgive, remember that speedboat. Remember that kayaking. Remember the big ship. And when all those things are off the ocean, the waves still remain flowing. Those things are no longer on the ocean anymore, but those waves are still coming. And what's going to happen for you is when you learn, when you join me in forgiving for freedom, you will learn how to shift and allow that shift and the momentum of the shift to carry you and guide you and direct you to where you want to go. That's the power of forgiveness. And I'm ready to give you the blueprint here. My hands are open, my arms are open, and I'm welcoming you to join me in forgiving for freedom. Remember, I made it completely affordable with these crazy payment plans that I do have, because I want to help you. So help me help you. It's time to stop living with that pain. It's time to stop living with that resentment. It's time to stop living with that jealousy, that hatred. It's time to bring more love in, more compassion, more joy, more peace. All love. That's what we want. That's the only thing we're striving for, is love, peace, joy. Love, peace, joy. That's all we want. But what you're doing right now is only settling for some form of connection. You get connection with yourself when you get angry. You get connection with yourself when you get frustrated. You get connection with yourself when you have a little hatred in you. You get connection with yourself when you get a little jealous. That's all you want is connection. But I know what you really want is love, peace, and compassion, in forgiving, for freedom, you will get these tools. Because when I learned them, it transformed my whole life. I was able to play pro football and make some money. I was able to break records. I was able to experience life. I was able to get opportunities that I never thought that I would get. I was able to do work with some amazing people. I was just able to sit down with one-on-one people that are incarcerated. I'm able to do the challenging things in life, is to sit down with a gentleman and women and tell them that loved one has passed on. Able to do a funeral for a 14-year-old child that killed himself. Imagine that. That's what I'm here for, is to respond. But if I wasn't able to forgive, forget, and let go, those opportunities would never be there for those 500 children that was in that audience when I brought the word for the youngster to kill himself. 500 children was able to hear that. That's what forgiveness does. Things like that. Yours are going to come in your own way, in your life and how you experience life, how you want to live your life. Maybe you'll draw closer to your spouse. Instead of being like this, you'll be like this. Maybe you have more peace in your life. Maybe that thing that you've always been dreaming about will come to reality. Because remember, everything is imagined in the mind first, and then it's created a second time. So you've already created whatever you created. You already imagined it. You already visualized it. You just haven't felt it yet, nor have you believed it yet. And that's when I come in, is to help you feel it and to help you believe it so you can receive